I'm gonna find, and I'm gonna kill every last one of them.
That is quite the statement there in the end, that I'm going to find them and kill them, all of them. Could you tell us who are we going to find? What are we doing here? That is quite the statement there in the end, that I'm going to find them and kill them, all of them. Could you tell us who are we going to find? What are we doing here?
We're going to start there. Let's see how I do this dance. Yeah, if the first game was really like the core of it, the theme was about the love between these two characters and how we build that through story, music, interaction, gameplay, mechanics. This story is the counter of that. The story is about hate and how we use all those same things to make the player feel that through Ellie this time. First game is like you play as Joel. This game you're playing as Ellie. And that is all I'm going to say about that.
I kind of figured, but I knew I needed to ask.
I don't think that I'm Joel or that Joel is me, Ellie isn't Ashley, Ashley isn't Ellie. These are two real people to us. These are flesh and blood characters that every once in a while they're kind enough to just let us see the world through their eyes. And to be able to see the world again, and specifically that world again through Joel's eyes, was, my heart could barely hold it. And today, sitting in the crowd with you guys and experiencing it for the first time here, we were in tears. And there's nothing that made it feel more worth it. All the lies that we've had to tell over the last 2.5 years.
Oh man, I lied so much.
Lied so much. But when we heard your applause, when you saw that Firefly logo, and when you saw Ellie, and you heard her voice, and you heard Joel's voice, we can't thank you guys enough, because that made every second that we've had to wait worth it. So thank you.
So I think there's an interesting choice in name here, Part 2. So we've got The Last of Us Part 2. What does it mean, Part 2? Where are we? Where are we in the story of Ellie and Joel?
We're a few years after the events of the first game. Ellie is now 19. So much thought went into this, and I know there's a lot of people that feel this trepidation about coming back to these characters and revisiting what that ending means, and worrying whether that's going to spoil the first game. And you have to understand, we feel all those things as well. Like, no one loves these characters more than we do, and we would not do this if we didn't feel like we had the right idea. And the Part 2 is really kind of doubling down on that, to say we believe in this so much. We're not trying to avoid it, and like, I've played with so many of the ideas that had different characters, and it never felt right. The Last of Us is about these two characters specifically. So yeah, the Part 2 is, it's saying this is going to be a larger story. This is a complementary story to the first game, but the two together are going to tell this much larger tale. And all I ask is the fans of the first ones, put some faith in us, trust us, we're going to do right by you. So.
Damn straight.
You three, I mean, it's funny, you're like old friends when you get together. And so it's like, can you tell us all about, like, working together to create and bring these characters to life when you're on the soundstage, when you're bringing it out? I mean, do you ever just look at Neil and go, okay, I would never say this. Never in a million years would Ellie do this. I mean, like, what is that experience like?
I mean, this was, I think, one of the reasons why this project is so near and dear to me, and I know both of us, is it felt collaborative. And I think a lot of the time, like when we would come to shoot the scenes, we would have a day of rehearsal where we would talk about the scenes and comb through them, and Neil would say, how do you feel about this line, or do you feel like this is something that she would say, and just sort of going through it and seeing what feels honest and real for the character. And I mean, it's an experience that I don't know if I've ever really had. And you know, the subject matter and the stuff that we're going through in the scenes that we're doing, you know, as an actor, your job is to go there and to put your emotions on the floor and bleed on the floor. And when you do that and you go there emotionally with someone, you can't help but have a connection with the people that you're working with. So I've had some of the most powerful experiences just working on this game, and that's why it's so close to me. And that's why oh man, I'm so excited.
I think all of us, oh please.
But what's cool is, for me, is like when these guys come by Naughty Dog, because it's not just us, it's like the entire team. We work on this game for years at a time, and you're putting so much of yourself and you're sacrificing so much to make this statement of sorts. And these guys come by to like every get-together there is at Naughty Dog. They really feel like part of the Naughty Dog family, and I feel like that's rare, and that was one of the main reasons of wanting to come back, is to work with these guys again.